Welcome to the Manhattan Holistic Chamber of Commerce.
Hello. Welcome to the Manhattan Holistic Chamber of Commerce. I'm Michele, Risa, President. Our mission is quite simple: to heal personally and grow professionally and build community. We really emphasize collaboration instead of competition because we know together we can create so much more than we could ever create alone. The best way for you to experience who we are and what we do is to come visit our monthly meetings here in Manhattan, and you can learn more about all of our meetings by emailing holistichelp4u, and I'll spell it HOLISTICHELP, the number 4, and just the letter U, at yahoo.com. So we hope to see you very soon. Today's show will be about activism, and we will share a lot more about that. But let me first introduce myself very briefly. My name again is Michele Risa, and what I do is help people answer the question, who am I and why am I here, or what difference am I here to make? I have a process where I include and help people both manage their unconscious as well as their conscious mind, or I should say master both, as well as really discover the contents of their heart. And very simply, and we'll be using actually one of the mechanisms, is we include movement and breath and smiles and laughter and a lot of very powerful exercises, all to, in fact, enable us to integrate it into our daily life so that we use this wonderful classroom so that we, in fact, become the wonderful infinite masters that we are. And I now have the honor of introducing the rest of our panel. Thank you so much for coming. Darren, would you like to tell us about how you've come here and who you are?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name's Darren Gunnar Peterson, and I basically tell other people's stories. I help them get a platform and a vehicle to share what they want to share. So with working with others through video, we create their story and give them that outlet.
Yeah, so needed.
Yeah,
in this age of texting and emailing.
It is. It's very necessary.
Right, Carissa.
Thank you, Michele and Darren. My name is Carissa Brennan. I own a company called Cloud Counseling, which is an online therapy company. So my goal is to make online therapy or psychotherapy as accessible as humanly possible, whether it's through video, phone, instant messaging, really any way where someone can connect with another person and be helped to reach their goals. So it doesn't really matter what their obstacles are, whether we're very busy, whether there's a disability going on, maybe we're caring for a veteran or caring for a child, and we just can't get to an appointment or an office. So that's really my goal, is to make therapy as accessible as possible.
Great.
And I will tell the audience, no matter where she is, she will help you.
India,
New Jersey, anywhere.
New York, anywhere.
Anywhere on the planet. So you can rely on Carissa being able to connect with you. So I'd like to jump into our topic, if that's okay. Talking about this very pivotal time in history when many of us are finding it extremely challenging on many levels. So by that, very specifically say, whether you're a Mexican or a Muslim or a woman, there's a lot going on. Or let's just say gun rights. We're looking at what's going on more clearly in terms of what's happening with the possession of guns, and climate change. There's just, again, so much that is occurring that I want to engage with you and really flush out this topic. If you don't mind, however, as we talk about, as I say, these challenging times and the darkness and a lot of people feeling fearful and hopeless and alone. I think that's real. We know prescription drugs are all the rage. That maybe we look at some of these injustices, and I'd like to quote a teacher of mine, Terry Patton, who's coming out with a new book called A New Republic of the Heart. And what he says is, activism expresses a heroic impulse. Activists need not appear extraordinary. The values that inspire activism are the same values that drive the classic stories of literature, art, popular entertainment. And everyone who begins as an underdog or an ordinary individual who leads an ordinary life and then becomes challenged or moved to stand for higher values on behalf of a community or principle is expressing the heroic qualities of the activist. And these implicit values have been imparted via parables and stories and poetry to all of us from the time we were children. Activism also expresses fellowship, connection, relationship, a sense of brotherhood and sisterhood. So when we act on our connectedness to others, we heal something essential in ourselves. So this touches me deeply, and I would love to hear any thoughts you have about either that or your own understanding or appreciation of what activism means to you.
Sure. Yeah, I think that whole statement is very profound, and there's so many layers in it already. But what I really connect with is the fact that the underdog part, that anyone can start out living an ordinary life and become an activist.
Exactly.
And I think activism starts with awareness, and that's why I connect with video, because it's a way to create awareness with anyone and everyone, because pretty much everyone watches video and consumes it and is at least open to it. So to me, it's a great platform for that. And anyway, so awareness and getting aware of what's going on around you, but what other people are doing is what motivates, for me and I think for a lot of people, what motivates action is seeing that person's able to accomplish this, and look at that person, what they're doing, and that enrollment, I think, motivates those people who may not be activists yet to start, and give them tools and ways in which to start. So that's what I connect with.
Yeah. Chris, anything you want to share?
Absolutely. I feel like there are so many people who, as a psychotherapist, people come to me with a specific diagnosis. And so part of my work is to help them kind of overcome that diagnosis and that stigma and pursue their goals. Also, identifying the areas where they want to shine, areas that touch their heart and they would like to make a difference. So helping empower them to maybe change that self-narrative where they're saying, I'm weak because of this, or I have these certain obstacles, but rather to recognize I also have these strengths and these passions, and this is how I can really share them.
Yeah.
So I would say that's one of the ways.
Yeah, I mean, again, my teacher, Terry Patton, also agrees, as do I, that in these days it takes so much courage, yes, in many instances, to stand up against the norms, yes, and we are fearful of doing that. And so the good news is to help, I know you and I we'll speak a little bit more about that, to help this inner core strength, who am I, be answered, as well as knowing we're not alone, right? We do have organizations and each other, our organization, right? The Manhattan Holistic Chamber of Commerce.
Absolutely.
To come together and support each other in making a difference, however we're deciding to do that. So I think the new activism is really requiring more than ever before, I'll say courage as just one word, and passion, right? It's more than just fighting the dragon. I think it's really important that we have passion around it, because again, it can be so overwhelming and challenging. So having that, it's almost like an anchor to then come to the two of you and say, let's do something together. And we'll be talking more about that. So I think it's the dual, the inner, in order to ensure the outer in these challenging times.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. So let me jump then to another topic where we will be looking at the way that we each help people express their passion, right? So we're saying, well, I'll start with myself and we can discuss this. And I'm blessed, as I know the two of you are, to live my passion. That's the gift, I have, and I'm feeling very blessed to be able to do that. I love what I do in my life, and I take responsibility for it. And it wasn't easy to get here, not at all. The good news is I'm old, yay! And so I've had lots of practice in figuring out what really serves me, how to make my life something that I really love. And it takes time, because I think we certainly are influenced by what others expect or anticipate, or our shoulds in our life, whatever those may be. So why don't one of you start with how you feel you help people as you do? How do you help others express their passion? Carissa, we'll just, yeah.
Sure.
Carissa.
I believe that initially I help people by recognizing the skills, and so maybe the skills that they've already built up, plus the desires that come from their heart and their soul that they'd like to manifest. And so by combining all of that, we're able to identify how someone can truly advocate in the most beautiful way possible that isn't necessarily a chore for them, but it's just coming from their inner energy, their source of love and passion. So I believe that we're able to kind of navigate between the obstacles and our past that might say we're not able to do this or we're not able to do this, and really create empowerment.
Yeah.
I would say that's how cloud counseling enables people to manifest advocacy.
Okay. Yeah, and again, I'm just going to say, and realizing you're not alone, right? And I want to go to you, but I just want to say the students at Parkland, Florida, certainly indicate, right, that together their voice is being heard. So I appreciate it. It takes a lot to go through that process, and the good news is you don't need to do it alone, nor were you ever meant to do it alone, nor can you do it alone, in my opinion.
Right, and there are all these channels about do-it-yourself, DIY, all these websites and things, and you can be a fantastic parent, and you can be a fantastic employee, and a fantastic wife or husband, and that's true. We can do these things on our own, do-it-yourself, DIY, though. Wouldn't it be beautiful to be able or feel more comfortable to speak to your peer who's also a mother or a wife or anything? And it doesn't have to only happen on your own. We can connect with each other and really be the best person we can be and feel connected. And through that support, it builds just so much more.
Yes.
Yeah, we definitely accomplish more together.
Yeah, yeah.
But what's cool about this digital age that we're in is that you can put a DIY project like that online, and someone else can find it, and then they can create it. And in a sense, you're actually still kind of working together, in that you're able to share that with someone else. Before, a DIY might not have been something that you could share like that.
Right.
So that's kind of where I come in too, is we have this amazing global connection now, and I get the opportunity of being a piece of that, in the sense that I get to create content and stories through video that are able to reach any part of the globe. And there's a huge community doing that, and I just get to be one piece of it. But being a part of that is where where I get my passion. And I love the fact that I'm able to actually share in other people's stories when I work with them to find their stories and to capture it and to edit it and to share that. I get to become a part of their story. I get to learn about them, and I get to help them, like I said before, have a platform to share that with other people. And so that's so powerful and so meaningful to me, and that's something that I think is really important today, that we're able to do that. I mean, even knowing about Florida it's because of this platform that we can share those kinds of things, good and bad, but that we're all in the awareness of it, and that's
Absolutely. I think what you do is pivotal at this time in our historic evolution. I
Yeah.
really do, because I think the printed word, as important as it is, or even the audio, of the phone. I mean, just going to the old traditional
absolutely.
phone where it's not seen. The video is the best approximation to us being face to face.
Absolutely.
And so what you offer, I think, can truly inspire and, enable people to feel connected. That, again, I don't think the printed word or just the audio can.
I think you put it really well. It's the closest thing to actually
Yes.
bringing someone here
Yes.
and letting them be here.
Yes.
So it's powerful.
So I really would like to have a shout out, in addition to, clearly we're talking about the inner and the outer, and here's, I think, a perfect example, where Carissa and I, quite frankly, do a lot of the inner. And here we have Darren and I, will give our contact information for people to contact us and, see how we can all, again, the inner and the outer are both, I believe, required at this time in our history to move our species ahead and leverage what otherwise would be a crisis, a dark time, and convert it together to a new place in our evolution. Use it as a driver. So are you okay to give everyone an experience, an exercise on what they can do to shift the inner, if that's okay? Great. So this is a meditation called When You Don't Know What Else to Do. I think I thought really long and hard about what to suggest, and this seemed really perfect. And it's very simple. So here we go. So place both, one hand inside the other. Doesn't matter if the right is inside the left or the left inside the right. So you're putting your palms inside each other. You're going to drop if your right hand is inside your left, drop your left thumb into your right palm, and then place your right thumb over it so it looks like that. Yes. And then hold it simply across from your heart. Okay, so we are going to be doing this together. Thank you. So we're looking first, as you close your eyes, look at the third eye that's placed above your nose between your two eyebrows, and then just drop your eyes to gaze at the tip of your nose. So your eyes are 9/10 closed and 1/10 opened. And you can have them open for a few more moments if you like, as I explain the breath. And I'll guide you. So basically, we're holding this across from our heart, eyes gazing at the tip of our nose, and we'll be inhaling and exhaling through our nose and then through our mouth. And when we inhale through our mouth, it's an O-shaped mouth that almost is like a whistle. That kind of sound. And then we'll be alternating between our mouth and our nose, and I will again guide you through it. So, you guys ready to go?
Yes.
Okay, so here we go. Please inhale nose. Exhale nose. And we don't know what else to do. Please inhale pursed lips, mouth. Exhale mouth. Inhale nose. Exhale mouth. Inhale mouth. Exhale nose. Again, please deeply inhale nose. Exhale nose. Inhale mouth. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, mouth. Exhale, nose. Last time, please inhale, nose. Exhale, nose, calming the mind so you can do what you need to do. Inhale, mouth. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, mouth. Exhale, nose. Inhale, nose. And exhale, mouth. And please relax. How was that?
That's great.
Right? So, costs nothing, short amount of time, really gets our inner pharmacy to secrete, to just enable us to do what we need to do, focus on what we need to focus on so we can make wise decisions, right, from that place of calm. Because as we all know, when you're in fight or flight, research confirms we can't make the wisest decisions when we're literally in survival mode, when we're in fear. So if you'd like, again, this specifics of this meditation, again, just email us at holistichelpforyou, HOLISTICHELP, the number 4, the letter U, at yahoo.com. So thank you for doing that with me, and thank you for all of you for joining us. Let us now move into resources, right? If people are saying, great, I want to join other people, so together we can create this huge shift for all of us. Do each of you have an organization that you would like to recommend that people join, Derek?
Yeah, absolutely. So the organization that I'm a part of and I help manage every year is called the New York Wild Film Festival. I help on the AV side and make sure everything runs, and basically it's a festival held here in the city that is all about exploration, discovery, and protection. And so they have all kinds of films come in. It's done through a panel jury, and they select only the most important, impactful films. So everything you see there is meaningful and will help drive inspiration and action. And so I highly recommend it. I think it's fantastic. And one of the coolest things about it is that you meet a lot of the filmmakers, and just the energy and the kind of people that go to this event is unlike many others. So for me, it's an exceptional place to get inspiration, to meet those kinds of people.
So would you like to give the URL or how people can contact you to learn more?
So people can people can contact me at darren@gunnerproductions.com, and we can put that. And basically, the New York Wild Film Festival, I would just go to New York Wild Film Festival in Google, or go to nywildfilmfestival.com. And
wonderful, thank you, Carissa.
So an organization that came to mind is moveon.org, where moveon.org civil action focuses on nonpartisan advocacy. And then there's also Move On political action, which focuses on electing the appropriate officials for whatever values that you're holding, which can be incredibly empowering to make sure that the officials that are in power can vote in a way that is empowering to us.
Yes, I sign their petitions daily. And I'd like to just have a shout out to avaz.org. They have about 47 million members worldwide, so you're joining a good group of folks.
I'm one of them. I know you're another one.
I'm definitely one of them. And their issues are very broad, from worrying about our bees that are being killed, or the inhumanity to animals, to saving the Amazon, right, to sex trafficking, to calling out and saying hi to Monsanto when we need to. So it's a wonderful resource. So as we're coming to the end of our show, I want to thank the two of you so much for coming. Our suggestion, if I can speak for all of us, is for all of you to please check out these wonderful resources. Carissa, how can someone contact you if they'd like to reach out to you?
Well, the same email that you've been
Okay.
sharing, holistic help, the number 4 and the letter U, at yahoo.com, or if you'd like to send me a message on Twitter, holistic help, the number 4 and the letter U is another way to contact us, which means that you could come to our meeting, the Manhattan Holistic Chamber of Commerce, or you could get any information on anything that we've been speaking about today.
Thank you. And so I do want to also shout out to our organization, which we are all members of. Again, we really believe together we can do so much more than we can alone. We're a very collaborative organization. As a member, we will offer you also an opportunity to come on our show and share. And we ask you again to contact us, and we'll send you the information about our next meeting. All right. So, and I'm sorry if I didn't say this clearly, pick an organization, let us know what you've picked if you like, and we have more resources as well.
Yes.
Okay, so again, thank you very much. It was such a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Michele, for putting everything together, always, our meetings, this presentation, everything. You put so much work in, and
Thank
it's
you, and
a
thank you for
blessing
your
to
help,
be
and thank you so much for
part of
all
all
that
this.
you've done to help this, and I know in the future you will.
Absolutely.
Namaste, everybody.
Take care.
If you're ready to create a financially sustainable and rewarding practice while increasing satisfaction for both you and your clients, come to our next meeting and experience it firsthand. For details, go to holisticchamberofcommerce.com/ManhattanMT.